Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of independent watchmaking to explore the very best microbrand chronograph watches on the market and understand why these small creators are reshaping modern horology. The rise of microbrand chronographs over the past 15 years has been nothing short of revolutionary. Once upon a time, enthusiasts seeking a chronograph instinctively turned toward historic giants such as Omega, Tag Heuer, or Breitling. These houses built their reputation on decades of technical mastery and motorsport heritage. Yet the digital era changed everything. Platforms like Kickstarter enabled small, passionate founders to present ambitious designs directly to collectors, bypassing traditional retail networks and corporate marketing machinery. The result is a new ecosystem defined by agility, authenticity, and direct dialogue with the community. Microbrands focus on tight production runs, often numbered, emphasizing exclusivity without elitism. They experiment boldly with dial textures, unconventional case geometries, sandwich constructions, sector layouts, and vibrant color palettes that would rarely pass conservative boardrooms. Most importantly, they prioritize value. Instead of allocating enormous budgets to global advertising campaigns, these brands invest in materials, finishing, and mechanical content. Sapphire crystals, ceramic bezels, column wheel calibers, and carefully regulated movements are no longer reserved for four-figure price tags. In many cases, microbrand chronographs deliver specifications that rival established names at a fraction of the cost. However, the landscape is vast and uneven. Some projects are little more than generic designs assembled from catalog parts, while others represent genuine horological passion and thoughtful engineering. In this exploration, we'll focus only on those that combine distinctive identity, mechanical integrity, coherent design language, and proven reliability. Our aim is not simply to list watches, but to understand why they matter, how they perform on the wrist, and what they reveal about the future of independent watchmaking. When discussing the best microbrand chronographs, one name consistently surfaces among collectors: Baltic. Founded in France, Baltic built its reputation on vintage-inspired aesthetics executed with remarkable restraint. The Baltic Bicompact series embodies mid-century elegance with sector dials, stepped cases, and slim profiles reminiscent of 1940s chronographs. Early versions utilized hand-wound calibers derived from the Seiko ST19, itself inspired by the historic Venus 175 architecture, offering column wheel construction at an accessible price. More recently, Baltic introduced models powered by the Sellita SW510, increasing reliability and servicing convenience. The finishing is particularly impressive for the price bracket. Vertically brushed flanks, polished bevel transitions, domed hezolite or sapphire crystals, and applied markers that catch light beautifully. On the wrist, proportions are deliberate and refined, often around 38mm to 39.5mm, appealing to enthusiasts tired of oversized sports chronographs. Baltic's approach demonstrates that microbrands can reinterpret heritage codes without descending into imitation. Instead of copying a specific vintage reference, they distill an era's spirit. The result feels authentic rather than derivative. Collectors appreciate the transparency of production, the limited batch releases, and the thoughtful packaging. Baltic proves that emotional storytelling, design coherence, and mechanical legitimacy can coexist in a relatively affordable chronograph, redefining expectations for what an independent brand can achieve. If Baltic channels mid-century Europe, Brew Watch Co. captures urban modernity with a playful twist. Founded in New York, Brew draws inspiration from industrial espresso machines, automotive gauges, and 1970s design language. The Brew metric chronograph stands out instantly thanks to its rounded square case, compact 36mm dimensions, and vibrant dial accents. Rather than pursuing traditional mechanical prestige, Brew frequently utilizes meca-quartz movements, such as the Seiko VK series, blending quartz precision with a mechanical chronograph module that provides a satisfying snap to the pusher action. Purists sometimes dismiss quartz hybrids, yet Brew reframes the conversation. Reliability, affordability, and everyday usability matter. The finishing is meticulous, with radial brushing across the dial, polished case edges, and integrated bracelet designs that elevate comfort. Brew's genius lies in proportion and personality. On smaller wrists, the watch wears effortlessly, and its unconventional silhouette sparks conversation. In a market saturated with vintage reissues, Brew dares to be contemporary while still nodding to retro influences. This illustrates a broader truth about the best microbrand chronographs. Technical excellence is crucial, but design distinctiveness creates emotional attachment. Brew proves that a chronograph does not need to mimic racing heritage to be compelling. It can celebrate coffee culture, metropolitan life, and graphic creativity instead. Another essential player in this landscape is Dan Henry, a brand founded by a passionate collector dedicated to democratizing classic chronograph aesthetics. Dan Henry's philosophy centers on honoring iconic designs from the golden age of tool watches while maintaining accessible pricing. Models such as the 1962 and 1964 chronographs reinterpret vintage racing and pilot themes with careful attention to detail. Tachymeter scales, contrasting subdials, pump pushers, and domed crystals. The brand often employs reliable Seiko meca-quartz movements, ensuring low maintenance and consistent performance. What distinguishes Dan Henry is not mechanical innovation, but curatorial sensitivity. Each release is historically contextualized, with case sizes adjusted to modern tastes while preserving period-correct typography and proportions. Collectors entering the hobby frequently choose Dan Henry as a gateway into chronographs because the watches feel authentic without financial risk. Limited production numbers printed on casebacks add a sense of collectability. While seasoned enthusiasts may eventually pursue high-end mechanical pieces from storied houses, many retain their Dan Henry chronographs as sentimental reminders of their early journey. In that sense, the brand plays a crucial cultural role. It expands access to design heritage and fosters appreciation for chronograph functionality among a new generation. For enthusiasts who prioritize mechanical sophistication, Ferrer offers a compelling proposition. Based in the United Kingdom, Ferrer distinguishes itself through bold color experimentation combined with Swiss-made mechanical movements. The Ferrer Chrono Contempo and related models frequently utilize the Sellita SW510 or similar automatic chronograph calibers, delivering robust performance with a smooth cam-actuated system. What truly sets Ferrer apart is its mastery of color theory. Teal subdials, burnt orange accents, deep navy backgrounds, and luminous numerals create dynamic visual depth without overwhelming legibility. The case construction often features a bronze midcase paired with stainless steel components, adding warmth and character that patinates over time. Ferrer's attention to typography and hand design reveals a graphic design sensibility rarely seen at this price level. On the wrist, the watches balance sportiness with refinement, suitable for both casual attire and more tailored settings. Ferrer demonstrates that microbrands can compete not only on value, but on aesthetic daring. Instead of playing it safe, they push chromatic boundaries while maintaining mechanical credibility. This blend of expressive design and Swiss reliability cements Ferrer's place among the best microbrand chronograph manufacturers available today. Moving into more rugged territory, Autodromo channels automotive nostalgia with striking originality. Inspired by vintage racing dashboards and mid-century Italian sports cars, Autodromo's chronographs depart from conventional subdial layouts. The Autodromo Group B chronograph, for instance, features an integrated bracelet reminiscent of 1980s motorsport styling, with sharp case lines and minimalist dial architecture. Rather than cluttering the face with excessive scales, Autodromo often emphasizes symmetry and negative space. Movements typically include reliable Japanese automatic chronograph calibers, such as the Miyota 915, paired with modular chronograph systems or hybrid alternatives, depending on the model. The tactile experience is equally important. Solid end links, finely articulated bracelets, and crisp pusher feedback contribute to a premium feel. Autodromo illustrates how storytelling rooted in a specific cultural theme can generate a cohesive product universe. From packaging to photography, every detail reinforces the automotive narrative. This coherence enhances perceived value and strengthens brand identity. For collectors who crave a chronograph that stands apart from traditional racing tropes, Autodromo offers a refreshing reinterpretation that feels contemporary yet steeped in design history. No exploration of microbrand chronographs would be complete without acknowledging Laurier. Laurier has cultivated a devoted following by blending vintage proportions with modern reliability. Their Gemini chronograph exemplifies this philosophy. Acrylic crystals for authentic warmth, slim cases under 40 millimeters, and hand-wound mechanical movements that encourage daily interaction. By selecting the Seiko ST19 column wheel caliber in earlier iterations, Laurier delivered a tactile chronograph experience typically associated with far more expensive watches. The pushers offer a distinct mechanical click, reinforcing the emotional connection between wearer and movement. Aesthetically, Laurier leans into restrained color schemes, syringe hands, and applied indices that echo mid-century tool watches without copying a single reference outright. The brand communicates transparently about design choices, trade-offs, and production timelines, fostering trust within its community. Wearing a Laurier chronograph feels intimate and intentional rather than flashy. It appeals to collectors who appreciate nuance, proportion, and mechanical engagement over brand prestige. In many ways, Laurier embodies the heart of the Microbrand ethos: small team, passionate founder, clear design language, and an unwavering commitment to enthusiast satisfaction. As we conclude this in-depth journey, it becomes evident that the best Microbrand chronograph watches are not defined solely by price or specifications, but by authenticity, creativity, and community connection. From Baltic's vintage refinement to Brew's urban charisma, from Dan Henry's accessible heritage to Ferrer's chromatic boldness, from Autodromo's automotive artistry to Laurier's mechanical intimacy, each brand contributes a unique chapter to contemporary horology. While established titans like Rolex and Patek Philippe continue to dominate aspirational narratives, microbrands remind us that innovation often flourishes at the margins. They listen closely to collectors, adapt quickly to feedback, and release focused, coherent products rather than sprawling catalogs. For enthusiasts seeking individuality, thoughtful design, and tangible value, Microbrand chronographs represent an exciting frontier. They invite us to rediscover the joy of mechanical timing instruments, not as status symbols, but as expressions of passion and creativity. And perhaps that is their greatest achievement, restoring a sense of intimacy and enthusiasm to the chronograph, one limited release at a time. As we wrap up this deep exploration of the best Microbrand chronograph watches on the market, remember that the true value of these timepieces goes far beyond specifications, beyond column wheels and sapphire crystals, beyond price tags and resale charts. Because what truly defines this segment is passion, independence, and the courage to create without compromise. Whether you are drawn to vintage elegance, bold contemporary design, automotive storytelling, mechanical tactility, or colorful experimentation, the Microbrand universe offers something uniquely personal, something that feels discovered rather than advertised, chosen rather than imposed, and that is the magic of this space. If you enjoyed this in-depth breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more long-form horology content, and tell me in the comments which Microbrand chronograph you would add to your collection, because the conversation is what keeps this community alive. And until next time, keep appreciating the details, keep exploring independently, and most importantly, keep enjoying the art of watchmaking.